Okay everybody, we're going to do something different today. I'm going to do just a flat out foundation routine that I do pretty much ever since, well, it's been a while now. Sometimes I changed up. But before I start with anything, my skin has been a wreck lately. As you can see, I have splotches all over my skin. It's just a big old mess right now. Body Shop Vitamin E Face Mist. It's in this little pink bottle. And I start by spritzing this all over my face, down my neck, and then I follow that up with my moisturizer, which I've been using. This is Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer with an SPF of 40. Wouldn't recommend it if you're using flash photography. Obviously the titanium dioxide is going to cause a flashback. Okay, I have you super zoomed in now, much more than I would really like. I'm going to start just breaking that foundation from the center of the face outward. That's my base right there. Now it's time to conceal. When I have spots, I'm constantly using things that are drying out the skin, whether it be benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid. It's working on the problem, however the skin around it is always getting dried out. So cream concealers don't work that well for me. So I tend to go for liquids, and I know that may seem kind of odd, but I really rely upon my Dermablend. This is Dermablend Professional Smooth Indulgence Concealer. Woody consistency, and it's extremely pigmented. But I have the next shade up, which I think is Sand. The name has worn off on it, so I can't be for sure. And it is quite a few shades darker. I can't believe it's just one shade difference. Okay. When I get the right combination going, I can cover the spots. I'm just going to start by slowly tapping on product and taking my finger and patting them. Now there are spots like this one right here, which is going to be extremely stubborn to cover. Now to do that, I take a little bit of the darker, go around it. Anytime you have a big boy like that one right there, there's never going to be 100% being able to cover it. I mean, there's just no way. It's three-dimensional. When you turn to the side, no matter how much layering you do or color correcting, when you turn to the side and it hits the light, people are going to see it's raised and you're going to see it's a blemish. So all you can do is really do your best to try to counteract as much as you possibly can. So moving on now, underneath my eyes, usually what I try to do when I have a lot of stuff going around on this area or this area right here, I really try to highlight certain portions of my face that don't have any problems at the moment. So the lightest concealer I have is one by Estee Lauder. This is Double Wear. So I really put a very, very highlighted look underneath the eye with the concealer. Start to blend this in. And I pull it all the way up to my cheekbone. And since my eyes are really close set together, I try to get this inner area very well highlighted. I try not to put concealer way up underneath the lash line because there's a natural ridge. As the eye kind of curves outward, there's always going to be that little bit of shadow because of, like I said, the curvature of the eye, and it's going to create a natural shadow. When you bring a highlight all the way up in there, it can become very unnatural looking. I'm trying to leave that area alone. Okay, now with that same concealer, I usually take it down the nose. A little bit over the Cupid's bow. A little bit of highlight over the brow. Setting powder. I've jumped on the bandwagon of the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. Those areas I concealed, make sure to pat the powder because you don't want to move whatever you've worked on. It's going to screw up whatever you just did. So make sure you do a patting motion. If you have a, you don't necessarily need a big powder brush like this. You can use a makeup sponge. If you have one of the actual puffs that come with powder, sometimes like I have the Chanel one, rolling it over the blemish, you know, to set it will work really well. Now I'm also going to do heavy powder in this area to try to not draw any attention to the areas I don't want attention drawn to. Okay. And go over the other areas. I'm going to use Vanilla, which is about a stark white, and I'm going to gently go over those areas that I wanted the highlight on. So that is what I've been doing to my face basically on a day in and day out basis since I've been having all this going on. If you find that it's a little bit too powdery at the end, you can some sort of spray like this facial spray that I used, or Fix Plus, or whatever you may like. Spray it across the face just once, very far away. Let it dry down, or take a stippling brush and just kind of push it into the skin. It'll help take that kind of down a little bit, just take it down a notch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye!